Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, March 31st, 2016. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The executive of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Bar Association is denouncing what they have described as attacks made against the judiciary in the wake of the December 9th general elections. In a media release, the Bar Association said that while freedom of speech is a fundamental right of all, particularly in the area of politics, they believe that the statements and allegations which have been made against the judiciary leaves much to be desired. The association says the public attack on the judiciary is unbecoming and brings the system into disrepute and serves to undermine public confidence. It is appealing to persons to resist from such practice, as this, according to the association, also engenders dissatisfaction with decisions which could lead to chaos and anarchy. According to the association, SVG must be governed by and guided not only by legislation and rules, but also by acceptable codes of conduct. The statement concluded with the association stating that it supports its members who are appointed by the Judicial Legal Services Commission under the auspices of the Chief Justice, whom the association says has served with integrity and without fear or favor. Control of the Inland Revenue Department, Kelville Pompey, is pleased that some 75% of persons has utilized the e-filing system to file their taxes, with the deadline for filing taxes being today, Thursday the 31st March 2016. Pompey says that persons have utilized the technological system wisely to file their taxes.
Would have utilized our e-filing, electronic filing system for 2016. We hope that by the end of 2018, that we would not see any persons or many persons filing manually, and just around that time we hope to basically phase out our manual returns filing system. The general public, our taxpayers, I think have really caught on to the e-filing, and I think the department has to credit itself for basically making, I think, hundreds if not thousands of employees getting email addresses, and because they have been coming to e-file, and one of the requirements is that you need an email address.
Pompey, however, expressed concern that self-employed persons have not been meeting the deadline to file their taxes on time and properly to avoid the 1.5% penalty interest rate.
I want to especially again make an appeal to self-employed persons and professionals, that is persons in the field of accounting and architecture, engineers, surveyors, lawyers, doctors, the like, to ensure that you meet the deadline for filing income tax return. The department is particularly concerned about the level of compliance, the low level of compliance from self-employed persons, and intend to take the necessary action once the deadline has passed, in terms of making assessment on those persons who have not filed. And so I'm making a special appeal to self-employed persons and professionals to get on board and to make sure that the returns are filed and the relevant taxes outstanding are paid.
Vincentians have been asked to consider that no country can develop without a proper environment, and that if persons kill the environment, they will kill the country. In this light, the SVG Preservation Fund was launched earlier today, aimed at providing funds for environmental projects such as forest conservation, as well as preserving wildlife and endangered species in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Functioning as a sub-fund of the UK Friends of the Mystique Charitable Trust, the entity, according to its coordinator Louise Mitchell, is a step towards creating a way for effective environmental methods to be implemented.
You would know that the Mystique Charitable Trust has primarily been focusing on poverty alleviation and social development, so we will be focusing on the environmental aspect of things. I would go to my friend Brian Adams from time to time, project to project, begging for money, as well as many other persons. And he said to me sometime last year, Louise, why not create a fund for St. Vincent, for the environment in St. Vincent, a fund for all time, so that there's always money set aside for environmental work. So So what we set about then doing after we decided to set up the fund was to identify a set of issues which were issues of concern to us. And the idea is that these are the areas of concern that we feel need our support. And so if persons have projects that fit within these concerns, then we would consider them for funding.
Noting her love and appreciation for the environment, Mitchell said that she hopes that persons will see the need to conserve the environment, as it will not only benefit trees and wildlife, but also themselves.
Speak of preserving St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it includes slowing down the pace of the path to extinction of a lot of our fauna and flora, which have been part of Vinci heritage for years. So we do believe that there has to be sustainable use of our resources. So when you look at the situation in lobsters, is it sustainable what has been done? Often we say we cannot do better because we're poor, while our practices are actually making us poorer. So we have to pay attention to that. You know, we have to be smart, and we need to recognize that conservation is not about protecting lofty values, but it's about sustaining the livelihoods and the health of our people.
Founder of the fund, Brian Adams, noted that it is a pleasure for him to be associated with such a great initiative. He further added that he looks forward to the work being done under the fund.
Actually, I'm a Vinci. And I want to make my contribution as a Vinci to this beautiful place. And this fund, I believe, will make a huge difference, and it's already started. I've also spent the last 6 years working in Mustique in the Environmental Committee. I've headed it for that time, and I think that Mustique acts as a small model of what could actually happen here. We've got huge advances in our sustainable energy. We're rebuilding our coral reefs. We've got an incredible environmental program to protect fauna and the species on the island, and I believe that this is what should happen in St. Vincent. And this was really the impetus for me to be here and create this fund with Louis.
Meanwhile, highlighting the global movement to fight against climate change, Minister of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Robert Lou Brown, commended the work of the organizers of the fund, noting that environmental issues must be addressed.
When we have a partnership that could be forged with such a fund and with St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I think it is vital for us to signal our appreciation for so important a partnership. And from work which has already been done, you could see that we are going to have tremendous benefit coming out of this. And I look forward to us even being able to heighten our capacity to tap into this fund by developing different non-governmental organizations, different agencies that have a capacity to actually develop ideas related to projects and see those projects through to execution. It is only by a strengthening of the capacity in this way that the full objects and purposes of this fund would really be met.
Director of Forestry Fitzgerald Providence further emphasized the need to intertwine sustainable development with environmental management. He noted that no country can see true development without a proper environment.
Sustainable development and environmental management must go together. And I must say it's an awe-filling experience being here. I'm filled with awe in terms of sitting among persons who are practicing what we've been preaching for a long time in my almost 30 years of forestry. Sometimes we felt it wasn't being heard, but we are so happy now that the message of conservation and conservation linked with sustainable development is being heard.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of Ishmael Brown, which occurred at Fair Hall around 4:55 a.m. According to the police, they were responding to a robbery at the Crease residence when they were notified about a robbery at the Bronx residence in the same neighborhood. The police responded swiftly and upon arrival realized that the 80-year-old was shot in his chest and abdomen and was taken to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Brown's death brings the homicide tally to 7 for the year. Meanwhile, the victim's wife and sister-in-law recount the ordeal which they endured this morning.
But anyway, this morning around 5 o'clock, I got up, I went to the washroom, and I went back into my room. And my sister came out, which is Mr. Brown, wife came out and she used the washroom and then go back into the washroom. All of a sudden, I heard my nieces screaming, "There is no money in here, there is no money in here. How did you get in here? How did you get in here? There is no money in here." And all the young man was saying, "Where is the money? Where is the money?" And while he was there torturing her, "Where is the money? Where is the money?" Well, my sister at that time went at the window and called for her husband and tell him that there is a gunman in the house. So he came around. So the guy finally opened the door here. So I guess while he was coming, he just shot him 1, 2, 3 shots and took off. I still can't believe this really happened. I just cannot believe that someone at that time in the morning would come right into your house, not in the street, into the house and terrorize someone like that. Just hope and pray that they catch him. Just hope and pray that they catch this bastard. You know, I am so sad. Oh, God.
Today is my birthday, and I get a sad birthday today. And I hear she scream out. I think it's something she see, you know. And then I hear she saying, "I don't have no money, we ain't have no money, we ain't have no money." And I jump up and I come out. When I come out, I see the gunman hold she hand so, and he had the gun. I never know a gun have light. So I go to my bedroom window and I call my husband. I say, Harry, a gunman in the house. And I only by the window watching he. See when he come out. So the time he come out, I hear pow, pow. I say, oh God, Renisha dead, he shoot Renisha. But when I reach out, was Harry on the ground and Renisha and Tia over him bawling. And I start to bawl for mother for help. And whilst I bawling for mother for help, I see his transport stop down there. And this transport come up, the policeman them, and they come up and they take him up and they go with him. And he didn't deserve that. He ain't deserve a 80 years old man. He ain't deserve that. Well, you see, he come wrong there. All he could have did shove he and go in that too.
A video surfaced on social media this week of a woman assaulting an elderly man said to be from the Calder area, although there has not been an official report of the incident made to the police. Head of the Criminal Investigation Department of the SVG Police Force, Superintendent Ruth Jacobs, told SVG-TV News she was not happy with what she saw. According to the police superintendent, videos posted on social media portraying violent acts in SVG must be stopped unless it is for police usage. She adds that Vincentians need to be more responsible and careful with what they share on the internet.
It is ridiculous, and I hope that that person, the victim, report the matter to the police so that the police can investigate the matter and the perpetrator can be dealt with according to the law. We are very irresponsible with the social media, the things that we videotape and the things that we post on social media. We are not being responsible as citizens. You have to be careful, but sometimes it's not all bad, because sometimes you get to see things that you would normally see, or you get to hear things that you would normally hear. But we have to be responsible.
The police superintendent further adds that while most men do not report domestic violence imposed upon them by women due to pride, the police will deal with the issue just as any other.
Most of the time, if an offense of domestic violence is committed against a man, he may not, for his own pride, may not want to come to the police and make the report. Or he may not want to go to the family court and say to the person there, I'm being abused by my wife or by my girlfriend and I'm filing a claim because of this. But we do have men coming and making report against women for issues of domestic violence. But once it is reported, it is thoroughly investigated like any other offense by the police.
Godwin Sam is wanted by the SVG police force in connection with a series of offenses, including burglaries. Sam, also known as Scorcher, is a 44-year-old laborer of Sign Hill. He is 5 feet 10 inches tall, has brown eyes, a long face, and thick lips. He also bears a scar on his right wrist. Police are urging persons to approach the subject with caution as he is believed to be armed and dangerous. Anyone with information about the whereabouts of Sam is asked to contact the officer in charge of the Western District at telephone numbers 458-7239, 451-2467, or 457-1211, or any police station across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Formed in 1999 by entrepreneur Julia Richardson, an organization known as Mind Shapers has been doing its part to improve the lives of others in need. This time, they will be raising funds for kidney patient Kenford Cyrus, a teacher of the Georgetown Secondary School who has 2 failed kidneys and needs dialysis treatment 3 times a week at a cost of $500 per treatment. In an effort to raise monies for the cause, the non-profit group will be hosting a drive-in movie show this Saturday, April 2nd at Arnisvale from 7 p.m. Member of Mind Shapers, John Ballantyne, says that the group has been on a mission to help improve the lives of all, especially the youth, so that they are employable.
We do table etiquette, as I said, and we go to schools. Sometimes we do little talks at the schools, and we are hoping also that we can do some more on like exercising, how to treat your body, what you should eat, and things of that sort. So for the youths, this is very important because they are more aware now of how to treat their body. So some of the diseases that we are seeing now could be avoided. What you eat, how you exercise, proper diet, it goes a long way. And you will not be visiting the doctor that often. We are encouraging and we are also appealing to the general public to support this worthy venture. Mr. Cyrus, most of us I think would know Mr. Cyrus. He is financially in need and we are trying to see how best we could assist, even just a small donation.
Founder of the non-profit organization, Julia Richardson, says their fundraising event will be a family affair this Saturday, April 2nd at Arnisvale, with the movies Fast and Furious 7 and Creed being the feature presentations.
Enjoy. There'll be lots of food, lots of drinks, good, clean fun. Also, we have persons who will be coming to the cars to take your orders for your food and your drinks, so there's no need to come out of your cars to go to look for your food or your drinks. We have an area for persons who do not have a car and who wants to come. There's an area where we have those speakers and you bring your blanket and you can sit and enjoy the movie just like everybody.
Well, this is a fantastic idea.
Thank you.
Especially if you have a lover and you want to come. Just saying.
That's what we also encouraging that.
Because all of that is good nourishment for the
part of the
Under the sub-theme, harnessing the zest in me, bringing out the best in us, the Georgetown Secondary School young leaders have come together to address the issue of cyberbullying. In an interview with SVG Television, the youngsters say they are aware that this country has a problem with social media intimidation tactic. Member of the Georgetown Secondary School young leaders, Kiana Clark, pleaded with persons to refrain from bullying as this could lead to suicide.
Who have low self-esteem, especially people, like they bring them down in society so that they don't need to, like they decided that they don't need to live in this world again because people don't want them to. So they bring them down, they cause suicide, then parents be cursing and all those things. Now, in my view of cyberbullying, it is not nice to do, or it is not something that is appreciated in our society today. And as my share and my point that I am trying to make today, cyberbullying should stop in St. Vincent. There's a thing called Facebook. People tend to throw words on Facebook, like write status. Like if somebody says something, they tend to comment under it, especially, and say mean things.
Another member, Valerie Franklin, says So far, the theme has been sticking within the realm of the main theme of the Young Leaders Program, Me, You, Me, Shared Vision for a Better Society, where they incorporate persons to interact more positively. She said so far, the group has organized a gospel fest, a symposium, visit to an orphanage, and a football match. She went on to explain some of the upcoming activities planned, such as a charity drive.
Already finished a gospel concert, so we bring out the church in the community to have a fest. We have a football match, and the communities in Georgetown came out and play football to raise funds. We visit an orphanage in Georgetown, so there's for school for special needs, so they didn't feel left out, so they won't live in. And we're going to have we plan to have a charity drive for people who don't have a lot. We're going to have a sponsor walk for the children who lost their life at Rock Gutter, so we have a billboard at Rock Gutter. We're going to visit the mental home, so make sure they feel good. We're going to visit a Golden Years, a place for old people in Georgetown. So we go sit down, play games, we talk, make cards for them so they feel welcome and loving from the community.